We have other pseudo classes. We have language and target and link and visited, hover, active, and focus. So you guys are all familiar with these down below, right? So interesting thing to note about link and visited is that for security reasons, since I guess it was Safari 5, the link and visited are less well supported, because what you could do is you could actually use JavaScript to see what the features the links had, to see if a user had gone to Bank of America and said, okay, I know where you bank, I know what you do, blah, 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 blah. So that was kind of dangerous. So there's fewer features that are now supported on these two. But these are still fully supported. Language matches anything that has the lang attribute set. I've never used it, but target is kind of interesting. Target is when you have an anchor in the page. So like a div with an ID and you say go to that section of the page, you can style it when that section is active. So I'm going to show you by example, and this example is Chris Coyer's. But you see how there's no target right here? It says target.html and there's no hash. And these three are gray. And when I click on one, it's oh, you totally can't look up there and see that it's gray, but people who are, I guess, are recording my computer can see that. Can you guys see it locally, that it's gray? Let's do this. Let's make it red. There, now you can see. That's pretty. That's just why I am not a designer. Okay, so this is white, and these two are no longer white. Because this is the target. How do I know it's the target? One, because it's white and says section target. An A, that is the immediate child, the direct child, not a nested child, of the section that is target. And as you can see here, it says tab 1. So tab 1 is currently the target of the page. And so here are the styles. Section that is not, any A that is the direct child of a section that is not currently the target, make the background color red. Any div that is the direct child of a section that is not the target, give it a z-index of -2. If it is the target, give it a z-index of -1. And if the link is the target, make it background color white. So as I click through these, the z-index changes. There's no JavaScript. The only thing that is changing is this right here. And that's the power of target. So you guys have probably all created little hidden invisible divs. You can actually do that without JavaScript. Okay. Next we have root. And root is the root of the page. It's your HTML element if you are coding HTML, but it might be some other element if you're coding XML or SVG. So it selects the root, and what is it powerful for? Why not use HTML? It's going to become, well, one, because older browsers don't use it, so you can use hacks based on root, but that adds the specificity. What was I going to say? Oh, so why is it important? Because we have rem units, which I believe are either, which stands for root M or relative M, root M. So what you can do now, rem units is fairly well supported, and we're going to talk about it later today. You basically declare the font size on the root, and then every time you declare a font size thereafter, instead of saying 12 pixels or 1M, whatever, you say 1 rem, which means whatever the root element size is. And that's really powerful. I was going to talk about it later, but I'll talk about it now. So like when you nest M units and you have like 0.9 and you've declared it on 12 things, and then you're nesting and it's get 0.9, 0.9, 0.9, 0.9, and all of a sudden you have like 4 pixel font size text and you can't read it. This takes care of that. Rem unit takes care of that. And you don't want to declare your original font size on the root. So in this document, you'll see that the font sizes increase. They're pretty standard, right? Because if I were to actually change I hope I used rem units on this thing. That's the HTML. I would have to find root, so hold on a second. I'm looking for inherited. I did not put rem on this page. Okay, never mind, so I can't show you that. I should have, but I didn't. Okay, and I thought I had. So you want to declare the font size on your root, and that way whenever you refer to the rem unit, it's referring to that. And so when you want to change the font size for the page, you just change the original font size in the root, and that will change your whole page. Another reason that root is really important is future. We're going to, in CSS, there's no such thing as CSS4, but there are some modules that are not in CSS3. They're the next upcoming stuff, and so it's the next level, and who knows what they're going to call it. But there are going to be variables. We're going to be able to define variables like we do in Sass and Compass and Less. And you will define the variables on the root element. And then I've used root. Here, this whole thing is gray because I made the root background gray because the head and the body are both showing, right? So